Good morning, everyone. It is 7:15 a.m. Heading to work, and the weather has been like this the past week. Basically, not very sunny, a little bit cold, and there was a little bit of rain yesterday. So overnight, I gotta be careful. The roads are wet, so it's likely that there's not gonna be a lot of videos on the upcoming months because now it just starts getting darker earlier. Basically, when I leave to work, a lot of times during winter, it's 7 a.m. and it's already too dark. Well, it is still too dark, so I can't record anything. The videos are just not good. And I come back to work at like 4:30, and before I get home, it's already dark too. So the days are way too short during winter, and I don't get to ride a lot outside of my commute. But I try to keep the channel up, and I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel. The people that have been subscribing, liking the videos, commenting, that helps a lot the channel. We went from 300 subscribers just like 2 months ago to over 600 now. So thank you guys for the support, and let me know what you guys would like to see. I have basically the reason I started making videos was to share my experience with you guys. The things that what I learned from riding motorcycles from when I started, just to try to help answer the beginners questions, because I had a lot of questions, and I thought, what, it would be nice to hear this from a beginner, like what's their experience, what do they think about it. So what did they run into, what kind of issues, what was going on through their mind, what made they choose this bike, and all of that. But so basically it was just to share my experience, and I already talked to myself while riding anyway, right? So might as well, at least in my head, I talk to myself. So I might as well just record and pass it on to you guys. And that's basically it, guys. I mean, I just wanted to share my experience with you guys. Try to help a couple of people make good decisions when buying a bike, or just in general riding. And if you guys have any questions, you want me to make a video on anything specific, let me know. I usually just do based off of my experience. As I mentioned, there are motorcycles that I've ridden, and I've had 5 motorcycles, so I try to make a review for every bike that I've had. But if you have any questions about any of them, just let me know. And just, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, you don't know, I had a Yamaha R3, I had a Yamaha Bolt, but the R3 doesn't really count because I didn't really ride it. I had a Yamaha Bolt, I had an MT-07, an MT-09, I had an Indian Scout, and now I have this bike. So a couple of different bikes there, some cruisers, naked bike, and now an adventure bike. So a couple of things that I've learned on lane splitting. Like usually, I don't like to pass this car, like this guy here, but just because there was a long gap in front of him. But it's annoying because he kind of forces you to do that, and it's pretty dangerous. So whenever they leave a long gap in front of them, that's when you really don't want to go, right? But he was like making space for me to go. He was making space for me to go, but he was not close to the car in front of him. I know some people, they do believe that, you know, they're giving you enough space in front, and they are, and it's nice of them, of course. I mean, at least they're trying to make it easier for you. But in that case, they're actually making it harder, because you don't. If there's a lot of space in front of them, they might be thinking that they're leaving space for you, but that's enough space for another car in front of them to just move lanes in front of you. So it's easier if they stay close to the car. It's safer, because then there's not enough space for another car to jump in. And that's what I'm usually looking for when I'm trying to lane split. Like, is there a big gap in front of the car that I'm passing? Are the cars next to each other? If they're next to each other, it's easier, because then you can literally just ride in between the cars, right? But if they leave a big gap in front of them, it's not very safe. And a lot of times I won't go for it. I shouldn't have done there, but I did anyway. And if you know, someone goes in front of you and they cut you off, and then you get hit, that's your fault. That's not them. Okay. I don't blame other people for my mistake. Well, at least I try not to. Sometimes I don't see my mistake until later, and I think it's other people's fault, but I try to keep that in mind. So, like, in cases like this, you know, these cars are right next to each other, so they're not going to move lanes. The van had a little bit of space, but now not much anymore, so some debris on the road. There's a car with their turn signal ahead, so I gotta be careful. That guy there. So with people like that, I usually wait a little bit, make sure there are no gaps. The Prius is like eating this lane here, but it's okay. Let's get through those guys. So we're getting close to a big truck. Let me try to pass this car here, because then I can't pass the truck. So usually if I'm going past 40 miles per hour, most of the times I won't go. Unless there's like a big gap like this. Like there's a huge gap, and the car was basically making way for me to go. If I know for sure they see me. But like here, there's no space for me there. Okay, so I'll just wait. Truck lane is moving faster. So I'll just pass him. The guy was on his phone, the guy on that truck on the left side. So you gotta be careful for those people. So now at these speeds, I'll just chill behind the traffic. I'll just follow traffic. Wanted to get away from the guy on the left side there, because he was on his phone. So whenever you see people like acting weird on the lane, you just be careful. here, see traffic slowing down. So I know this person was gonna do that. But here's the thing, like, that lady basically, like, she didn't look that I was moving to that lane, and then she just went. It's annoying that people do that, but you're responsible for being safe in that situation, right? So I was already expecting her to do that because she did it before. She tried to switch lanes and then she just went back in front of me, right? So if she's still in front of me, I know that she's gonna do that again, or she could do that again. So here we're going, we're kind of like lane splitting, but passing the cars mostly. Here I'm not gonna do it because there's not enough space, but I'll switch lanes. Also, we're going fast enough. We're doing 55 miles per hour, so I'll just chill here. So whenever traffic slows down, that's when I slow down and I look around and see what people are doing, right? You gotta be careful. Like this guy here, there's a big gap in front of him. I could pass him, but here's the deal. For me to pass him, I would have to go at least 70 miles per hour. And then as soon as I pass him, someone from the right lane could switch over to the left lane. And I'll be having a bad day. So just wait. So in this case here, traffic slows down a lot here because a lot of people from the left lane, they try to cut over to the right lane last minute and they cause all this traffic. I don't like lane splitting here, even though it usually goes lower than 30 miles per hour. For that reason, because people would just look for any opening on the right side and they'll just cut over. They won't look, like the guy behind me just did. So they don't want to wait on the line to move over, and they ended up causing all this traffic. So here we're chilling, and that's basically it. I mean, these are just a couple of tips for today.